I think there are a couple of questions about garage.
Okay.
What is it and what are you supposed to do with it types.
Okay.
Garage is quite simple. It's a place for you to manage your current fleet of vehicles. The current adoption rate of garage is surprising us.
Stop.
What?
Genuinely, I thought you were going to go explosive on this one.
What explosive?
Because I'm freaking mind blown.
About what?
This is again like for us sort of first principles basis, right?
Oh, okay.
This is supposed to be your space and Circle's garage. This is your home, your automotive home. And what's the number now? How many people, how many vehicles largely entered in the garage?
What is the number? You know the number? No.
50%, something like that. No, oh sorry.
I don't know what the number is.
Sorry, that's going to be beeped out. But it's a massive number, and without us asking you to do that, and it's not easy. You have to get your engine number, chassis number.
Yeah, in the sense that we verify that this vehicle exists.
And there's a reason for it. And yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the idea is that eventually we have to figure out the privacy side of it, and you should be able to share your garage with other people or keep it private if you choose. We have to figure out that mechanism and we're working on it. But the rate at which garage is being adopted, it's full of vehicles we verified exist and are actually owned by the people who say they own them. Which means tomorrow when somebody says, I love this car for these reasons or I hate this vehicle for these reasons, we can validate whether that's a valid opinion from an owner or just a figment of someone's imagination.
Like live example, right now on YouTube, on the Amaze MotorInc First, there were a bunch of people who wrote in about their experience with the second gen Amaze, or folks who had bought the third gen Amaze and were saying that, hey, this is what it's been like. Now imagine if you were on the app with that added to your garage and somebody was looking to buy one and you'd chosen to share your garage as it made it public.
Correct.
People could reach out to you and get that information and that confidence from you as an owner.
Yeah.
That would be, mind-bending.
Yeah. And what we're trying to work out is how to share the garage so that you're feeling secure about the information that's going out, right? It's very easy to say this person has these vehicles. This is not usually a huge violation of privacy. But do you want to share those registration numbers? Question mark. Do you want to share all the bills that are associated with this vehicle? Question mark. Do you want to share who you're servicing it at? And do you want to rate where you serviced it? We have to answer these questions. And if you have thoughts on garage based on what we've said, do leave us a comment. If you have a profile on the app, you can go and check out the garage for yourself. Try and add a vehicle that you have. I think it's an interesting experience because we do check your chassis number against the Vahan database and it really makes things simple. So I can't claim to own 110 bikes. I can't.
Can we just do this please quickly?
What?
I know you've spoken about mobile phones versus emails. The idea is quite simple. We want the conversations to be genuine and we want it to be locked to who you are, and which is why, yes, it could be made easier. It could be a common single sign-on, etc. But we want this to be about the audience who cares about automobiles, who wants to connect with other people, like-minded people who want to discover more. So it may not be the easiest compared to some other things, but there's a reason for it. And that's why it's being done that way.
When they are able to share their garages, which we are working on, you'll be able to see what they've owned, what they own, where they've been, and where they went, which means every opinion they offer can be validated. You know, I could tell you that Switzerland is awesome, but how do you know whether I went there or not?
Yeah.
Right? I could be somebody who represents Swiss tourism, for example. How would you know that I'm not? The app prevents you from doing this by making sure that you are human. And none of your data goes to anyone until you decide to share it, which is why garage is not public. It's very easy to say, share everybody's garage with everybody. We're not doing that yet. Controls will be created, then it will be shareable. And then you'll see when somebody says the Amaze is awesome, you'll be able to immediately say, but do you have one? If somebody says Freedom 110 is amazing, you'd be able to ask, but do you have one?
All right.
That's why that kind of sign-in process is required, so that there are no bots. There is no non-genuine information floating around.
Conversations, good conversations.
Good conversations will come from human beings respecting each other and being able to identify each other as human, which is increasingly as odd as it is a challenge for us.
MotorInc is a movement about movement. And our recommendation to you right now is get a move on and get to the main MotorInc channel and catch up on the entire conversation.